A sunny day in Cali, beautiful weather for whatever outside activity you choose. For us, it's Bill Barber Park in Irvine, watching the best that softball has to offer. It's the one and only PGF as Premier Girls Fastpitch takes center stage. Get ready for some high-level softball, a whole lot of talent, having a whole lot of fun. The 16U Platinum Championship starts now. What a beautiful day in California for some softball. We're at Deanna Manning Stadium, Bill Barber Park in Irvine, California. The Premier Girls Fastpitch 16U Platinum National Championship between the Firecrackers, Utah, and the Birmingham Thunderbolts. Brett Dolan, Amanda Free, great to have you with us. We're ready to get this one underway as Keisha White steps in to take a strike from Shelby Lowe. And Amanda, a little bit of a twist. We had the Firecrackers and the Thunderbolts in game one, but a twist here for game two.
A slight twist, just a little bit of an older age group, but what an exciting morning, afternoon for these two organizations who are represented in both the 14 and under and the 16 and under.
The Firecrackers here are based out of Utah as Keisha White down in the count 1-2 against Shelby Lowe on the hill or in the circle for the Birmingham Thunderbolts, Dorset. And White skies one out to center where Majors will make the catch for out number one. Here's your lineup for the Firecrackers, Utah. 5-0 so far. You see White, who just flied out. Then it's Rollin, Bartolotti, Visser, Messina, Hammond, Ruska, Vaga, and Taloa. Here is Jasmine Rowland from West High School, her 5th year participating in a PGF tournament. A healthy swing and a miss. She is committed to the University of Missouri, and she says she is a proud Tiger. Shelby Lowe, you see what she has done so far. 4 walks and 36 strikeouts.
She'll work up, down, and then a little curveball, which out of the lefty goes away from a left-handed hitter in tight to a righty.
That ball's hit well to right. It's starting to carry. It is going to go. Jasmine Rollin homers to start the scoring. Rowland is now 11 for 20 with 2 home runs in the tournament. She's having a week here in Cali.
Well, we were just talking about Lowe throwing the pitch up and down in the zone. This ball comes into Rowland just above her waist as she gets her hands high, but still gets under that ball. But she's got so much power in her swing. It was a bit of a quiet home run. It looked like it just kept carrying and made its way over the right field fence.
Sarah Bartolotti, the pitcher, takes a strike. So Shelby Lowe had given up 1 run in 27 innings for an ERA of 0.25. Touched up for a run here in the top of the first. A chopper to third. That is a fair ball fielded by McCrary. Bartolotti retired for out number 2. Let's take a look at the defense that's been busy already. With Liebrick in left, Majors in center, and St. Clair in right. It's McCrary, McCondishi, Robertson, Manning around the diamond, Wilcox catching, Shelby Lowe in the circle. And the pitch to April Visser, the shortstop, in there for strike 1. Visser 9 for 20 so far in this tournament. She'll be a 2018 graduate with a high strike given right there.
Yeah, it looks like a low rise ball. You could just see the way that Wilcox catches it on the up plane. Rarely do you see a strike called where the catcher's glove kind of drifts up into the upper part of the strike zone.
2-strike pitch just outside.
We talked about low throw and rise ball. She'll throw a drop and a curve, and that's a backdoor curve, so that actually starts off the plate to a right-handed hitter and bends back over the plate.
Near collision. McCrary runs it down to end the inning, but Firecrackers Utah get on the board courtesy of Jasmine Rowland. She goes deep to right, and it's 1-0 Firecrackers. Firecrackers Utah off to a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Here in Irvine, again alongside Amanda Freed, former UCLA All-American, national champion, Olympic gold medal winner. I'm Brett Dolan. It's great to have you with us today. We had an entertaining 14U Platinum game, but already a home run to start our 16U game.
I know, these Firecrackers, particularly on offense, starting off big in that top of the first inning. But then we're going to see these teams settle in. The Thunderbolts have a roster 1 through 9 full of talent and power in the offense, and then obviously a very strong defense behind the arm of Shelby Lowe in the circle. So again, these games tend to kind of even themselves out after that top part or bottom part of the first inning. But 1 run quickly on the board for the Firecrackers.
In the circle is Sierra Bartolotti. She is out of Hawaii from Maui High School. Ready to face Presley Liebrick, who has had 13 hits already in this tournament. Take a look at Bartolotti. Giving up 14 earned runs.
Yeah, and 9 walks and 12 strikeouts, so that walk to strikeout ratio a little bit high. She's a power pitcher, so she throws the ball fairly quickly. It's about hitting those locations and working ahead in the count as she goes in there with the rise ball. She's got a lot of movement out there in the circle. She's quick in her rhythm and deliberate in her release, delivery.
Able to get a strike on the outside corner. Here's the lineup for the Thunderbolts Dorset team at a Birmingham. Liebrick in the box, then it's St. Clair, McCondishi, McCrary, Majors, Sloan, Manning, Wilcox catching, Robertson at second base. Liebrick looks at ball 3, down and out. So the Firecrackers 5-0. Thunderbolts 6-0. And Liebrick will take ball 4, and she's on base to start the bottom of the first inning. So Bartolotti has not thrown a ton of innings, as we looked at earlier with her numbers so far in this tournament. 15 1/3 entering action today on this championship Saturday. And the bunt from St. Clair rolls foul. St. Clair, another one, having a great tournament, 14 hits. Leach has her PGF towel, just in case on this day it gets a little warm. See if Liebrick's a threat to run. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike to St. Clair.
These hitters for the Thunderbolts really making Bartolotti work in the circle.
You're right, Bartolotti is very deliberate. Once she gets on that rubber, she's ready to go, though. Pitchers, you have your routines, don't you?
You have to. Some are quicker than others. Some take more time. Others get right on that mound and they're ready to go.
When she's in contact with the rubber, it's go time. It just takes a while to get there. A little flare to left field, but playing very shallow was Faga, and she'll make the catch. She was barely back on the outfield grass. Amanda, in game one, the infield played very hard. We had a lot of bounces that came up quickly on infielders. They watered it down between games. We'll see how it plays here in game two.
Yeah, but if these teams were paying attention, taking note, your cue is to hit that ball hard on the ground and see if you can't get those high hops or possibly a couple of those bad hops that we were seeing also. You're going to find more errors when you hit the ball in the dirt than in the air.
McConaughey rolls one up the middle. Fielded nicely by Taloa. Able to flip to Visser for the force. So now 2 gone in the inning. Taloa nearly did the split, so she came up with this one.
Yeah, did everything she could to get it out and over to McConaughey, or to Visser, I'm sorry, over at shortstop.
KK McCrary in. 9 hits, including 3 doubles this week. She has a sister at the University of Missouri that's a gymnast. She's going to the University of Tennessee to play softball, so another athletic family. High, 2-0. Home run from Jasmine Rodlin in the top of the first put the Firecrackers Utah on the board. The Thunderbolts trying to answer here in the bottom of the frame. Now the count's 3-0. Our 16U Platinum game here at the PGF National Championship. And a 4-pitch walk.
Well, it's not the worst hitter you can lose it to. I mean, a lot of power McCrary has, but Maddie Majors, she's got some pop of her own.
Well, she does. 10 hits, 455 average. See the 3 RBIs. From Spain Park High School. Daughter of Greg and Julie. Part of the Flow Softball Hot 100, number 28 this past year. She's going to Auburn. There's a lot of Tigers represented with commits throughout this championship Saturday. Saw Majors run up in the box, and Amanda, she calls herself triple threat. She says short slap, hard slap, and swing away is her triple threat.
That's good. That's 3. It's hard to defend. Will she drop a drag bunt?
Well, that would take it to a whole different dimension. Bartolotti fighting control just a bit. Majors a chance to maybe tie or put her team in front. Bartolotti, she likes to touch that dirt a couple of times. Not once, maybe twice before she's finally ready. There's the second time. She misses again. 3 balls and a strike.
And it seems to be largely on that screwball outside. She's just missing down in the zone. Not really far off the plate, but just slipping on the height.
Quick mound visit from her catcher, Leach. So the young Hawaiian needs a strike here, otherwise the bases would be loaded. Way high, and they are loaded. 3 walks this inning. Trouble out there on the bases. 3 Thunderbolts aboard for Shelby Sloan. And after 3 walks in the first, the Firecrackers are going to change pitchers.
Looks like they just switched Peyton Hammond and Sierra Bartolotti. They're just going to flip-flop. Bartolotti's going to go to first base.
So Peyton Hammond will head into the circle. She's committed to Utah Valley University, close to home for her. She inherits a bases loaded 2-out situation here in the bottom of the first inning.
And Hammond's more of a junk ball pitcher. She's got a good changeup, and she mixes really well in and out, and a lot of spin and movement on her pitches. So not as much of a power pitcher as Bartolotti was.
So 3 walks have loaded them up, a pitching change. And Hammond ready to face Sloan. Sloan with 7 hits so far in this tournament. Bottom of the first of our 16U Platinum PGF National Championship. Strike was called even though Leach didn't catch it cleanly. Sometimes you don't get that benefit of the doubt. So Hammond trying to preserve an early 1-0 lead. That one almost went over the head of Leach.
So a nice job by Leach behind the plate. You know, sometimes we don't give the catchers enough credit also for the way that they handle multiple pitchers in a game and in an inning.
It's a good point because completely different tempos with these 2 pitchers, different arsenals.
And so just as the pitcher's coming in with the bases loaded situation, the catcher's behind the plate and they're having to do a different kind of a job with a different pitcher in the same situation.
In the air. This ball may fall, collision, but it's caught by White, I believe, in center. So Hammond inherits a bases loaded 2-out situation and strands 3 after an inning. Firecrackers Utah up 1-0. What a week of softball and more. Just a celebration of the sport. 500 teams, and you saw the concert. I believe I saw Jenny Finch. And of course, you're privy to our 4 championship games on Saturday, but these teams have been here enjoying this busy week.
It has been a very busy week and a very eventful week, and a lot of time to see the sights of Southern California and a lot of time to play some softball.
Kamora Messina steps in to face Shelby Lowe for Firecrackers Utah in the second inning. That pitch pumped right in there for a strike. Messina 6 hits so far this week. She goes to the Salt Lake Center for Science Education. Played on a state championship team in high school this year back in Utah, trying to win a national championship here with her travel team. And it's 2-2. Wave and a miss. Messina went up after a high one, and Shelby Lowe gets her first strikeout.
Messina made Lowe work for the strikeout. She was very patient, but then fished at this rise ball up and away. Nice break. You can see the movement through the screen.
Here's Peyton Hammond. What a job she did with the bases loaded and 2 outs to come on and get the final out. 3 of her teammates converged on a pop-up. With the bat, she's knocked in 4 runs, picked up 5 hits. How about this? Her dad rodeoed professionally. There's a roller to first, bobbled by Manning, but she collects it near the bag and gets the out. If you have a bump or a bruise, you're probably not going to get much sympathy from Dad if he was in rodeo.
Very true. You got to be tough.
Maddie Ruska, where number 99 steps in. Daughter of Brian and Jen. She takes strike 1. Got a chance here. Would have helped if I could have seen it, right?
You were just saying you are a magnet for foul balls.
I lost it above the window and I had to reach out and I almost had it. It did hit both hands, however. Do I get a snow cone? Yeah, every stadium I go to in the last week, somebody's hitting something at me for some reason. Here's the 1-2. That one's hit in a different direction. Back towards the fence. Goodbye. Ruska makes it 2-0 Firecrackers, Utah.
It just feels the way that Lowe has been throwing that she's keeping the hitters off balance, but there's been these 2 times in particular where the pitch is a little bit too much over the plate, and it's been the high ones up above the waist that are getting drilled out of the park. But I feel like she's maybe only missed on a couple of pitches, but the Firecrackers Utah have taken advantage.
Good point. She's left a couple up. You elevate and they celebrate. Minnesota home run from Rollin in the first and Ruska here in the second. Asia Faga, the left fielder from West High School, will chop one to third. That's a foul ball. She's quite an athlete. She also qualified for the USSSA Volleyball Nationals, in addition to being a pretty good softball player as well. We're here in Irvine again. Game 2 of 4 today. Manning Stadium. Firecrackers Utah bringing their hitting shoes today. Pretty good healthy swing there. Chamber of Commerce afternoon here in Southern California. Of course, they all are, aren't they? For the most part?
They are. Out here they are.
Little breeze blowing those trees behind the fence here at Manning Stadium. It's a pretty easy sell when you look at the calendar of tournaments. You get an opportunity to come play here in Irvine, be part of the PGF experience. Wave and a miss. And the inning ends, but Ruska had the big blow. Hit a solo home run to left. Couple of bombs for the Firecrackers, Utah. They lead 2-0. Speaking of the scenery here in SoCal, here in Irvine, there's the park setting. A lot of sports. We're here for some softball, PGF style. Fans bringing their own shade up on the berm. Enjoying the 16U Platinum National Championship game. The team from Utah, the Firecrackers, up 2-0. And all of a sudden, Bartolotti back in the circle. She walked the bases loaded. She was relieved, and all of a sudden she's back throwing again here in the second.
That's the benefit to having two fielding pitchers, is you could just flip-flop them back and forth with no penalties. You can do it every other batter if you wanted to.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, for sake of time, you're right.
Jordan Manning is the batter.
1-4-4.
So Bartolotti from Maui High School facing Jordan Manning from Ouachita High School. She drives one, hit well to left field, but not even a need to move to make that catch, and there's one gone. Oh, good, letting everybody know that's one gone before Cassidy Wilcox, the catcher, steps in. She has a sister committed to Mississippi State, play softball. She's going to South Alabama. She said it felt like home even before I committed. But her sister's the biggest fighter in her life. Her sister Alex going to Mississippi State. This Thunderbolts team, they came in 5th last year in Premier. They're in the championship game today, but trailing 2-0 early.
Now, there is still a lot of game left. You know, in the way that they've been making Bart a lot of work out in the circle. As long as they keep pressing and waiting for good pitches, make her throw a lot of pitches, they have good opportunities as this game goes on.
Certainly a big opportunity in the first when Bartolotti walked the bases loaded, but Hammond helped her out, got the final out. Here's the 1-2. Good looking pitch. Strike 3 called inside corner. First strikeout for Bartolotti.
And Bartolotti finding this inside pitch on the screwball. That's the location she's looking for. Wilcox caught looking, buckles a little. You see her throw that knee That back knee out just a little bit. Probably thought it was going to come a little bit more inside.
I like the pitch, but I like the frame job from Leach even better. Just kind of turning that glove just a bit.
Yeah.
Gracie Roberts in the batter from Helena High School in Alabama. Daughter of Chris and Nicole. Flies one out there to right. Messina giving chase. And Taloa got in her way. That's going to result in a double for Roberts, and I think either one of those two had a chance to make the catch, but they both arrived at the same time.
I think that was the key, was if one would have made a little bit more of that full-out effort, but you feel your teammate coming, and when you're running full speed, it's really hard to be the louder voice. And you could see a little hesitation more on the part of Taloa at second base, kind of pulled up a little bit.
She had her glove in position, and then she tucked it back in.
Yeah, the priority does go to the outfielder.
Liebrick looking for her 14th hit in this tournament. She has been an outstanding leadoff hitter with an on-base percentage nearly .600 this week. And now it's 2-0. Liebrick's going to Belmont University. The athlete who inspires her is Bryce Harper. She likes his athleticism, and by the way, is very good looking, she says.
Very important.
And she looks at a strike, it's 2-1.
1-4-3.
Daughter of Tony and Missy. Having quite a week. Didn't chase. 3 balls and a strike. Bartolotti had a chance for a 1-2-3 inning. Now Liebrick has a chance with maybe a base hit to put the Thunderbolts Dorset on the scoreboard. And that is ball 4. So Liebrick has been on base 2 more times in the game. 2 walks in 2 innings. Just a tremendous table setter at the top of that lineup for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, very patient. Her second walk of the game. This is what we're talking about. The Thunderbolts making Bartolotti really work in the circle for her strikes and for all the outs that she gets.
Here's St. Clair, and she waves and misses. So, Amanda, if you have a pitcher in the circle like Bartolotti who has been around the zone and walked now 4, how do you walk that fine line between wanting to be aggressive if she's in the zone but not helping her out anymore and chasing?
Well, I think that is a fine line, but you have to take the questionable and wait till you get your pitch.
She missed the tag? No, the out is recorded. Visser looked to have some indecision. She had to force at every base, and she wasn't sure which one she wanted. She tagged out Robertson. Inning over. It remains 2-0. Umbrellas do come in handy here in Irvine. Just to give you a little shade, maybe. You can see your screen better on your phone when you've got the umbrella. Daisy Taloa leads off the 3rd inning. Left-on-left matchup, and that's strike 1. Shelby Lowe back in the circle. Taloa 8 for 12 so far in this tournament. Out of West High School in Salt Lake City, part of a state championship team. She was up there hacking, down on strikes, and that is 3 strikeouts for Shelby Lowe.
And Lowe just went up that ladder a little higher, a little bit more away. And she's able to get Taloa swinging, but this is a high outside rise ball that kind of cuts across a little bit like a curveball.
Back to the top of the lineup in Keisha White, and she hits one a mile but foul. So we've seen Lowe elevate a couple of pitches in a good hitting zone to give up 2 solo homers, but also get the swing and the miss and the chases on some of those high-rise pitches.
She's got every pitch necessary. It's just a matter of pitch calling, pitch placement. I think mixing speeds a little bit more. We saw some changeups early in this game.
White lines one over the head of McCrary and down the left field line. Can she get to second? She'll slide in with some good speed before the throw from Liebrich. That ball was tattooed.
And I think that was a changeup, actually. Speaking of, this pitch down in the zone, she gets out front just a little bit, but just finds inside that chalk line, just barely out of the reach of McCrary, who good reactions, good reflexes to climb that ladder.
Great shot by our crew as that ball barely deflected off her glove. Here's Rollins. She homered to right. Got one up and out over the fence in the first inning. What an athlete. She plays softball, tennis, track, and volleyball in high school. And she's been all-state in each sport.
I love that. I love that she's just doing everything still. I think that makes you such a well-rounded athlete.
I agree. I love to see those multiple sport athletes. I also love to see balls knocked out of the park, and she did that at first or second home run. So she is 11 for 20, 2 home runs so far this week. If she's this good in softball, I'd like to see her play volleyball, tennis, or run track.
I agree.
Let's take a look at that home run back in the first.
Yeah, Roland tattooed that one over the right field fence. I love the sound of the ball off the bat.
Coach's daughter with a long ball, and she chops one up the middle. This is going to be a very tough play to get her at first. No chance. Rollin beats it out. She continues to have a huge week. Look at her daring maybe a throw. She's going to try to go to second. She dives in safe. The runner home from third is White. And Rollin's going to go to third. Oh, Jasmine Rollin right there.
Yeah, Roland completely baited that play when she was headed to second. You have to make a decision right away. You either throw that ball early to second base and induce that run down, but instead waited just a split second longer, Manning did, to deliver that. And we'll watch it here. First, let's see this. The speed by Roland goes down, and then Manning over at first checking the runner. Roland takes cue. She kind of heads down, and then the throw just too late. You either hold on to that and don't throw it, or else you have to get rid of it earlier.
So the problem was not only did Rollin get to second base of the run score, but then you end up seeing Rollin go all the way to third on the throwing air home. Boy, I love the way she plays. She just discarded her gear at first base, and she said, now it's time to run.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
The bunt popped up by Bartolotti. With Rollin at third, if that ball was down, she might have had a chance to score the fourth run. Let's see this whole sequence one more time.
First, it's almost like a slap the way that she leaves the box and then legs it out. But then look at, she sees the ball's not in the circle yet. She hasn't yet gone to first base, so she kind of jockeys a little bit between first and second and then explodes to get herself safe.
Ground ball. That's a fair ball, and it's off the glove of McCrary, and it's going to bring Rollin home. Did they call it foul? Initially, it looked like our plate umpire called it fair.
I think it was fair, and then
it went in the dugout.
Yep.
So April Visser will go to second base when the ball kicked into the dugout. See right there on the chalk, but then watch the knee get involved, or the ankle.
Oh yeah, the leg right on the line.
So it is a 4-0 Firecrackers Utah lead There's another good look. That was a fair ball, and then you see it just roll into the dugout. Bad fortune. Messina swings over the top of that one. And a very daring lead down at second base by Visser, almost inviting a throw. So Messina, the daughter of Irene and Lance, and of Salt Lake City. Did she check on a high one? I think she did. .9 students in the classroom. So many talented students and athletes this week participating in this PGF National Championship event. Wave it a miss in the inning ends, but a couple of runs score for Firecrackers Utah. Speed came into play, and they built a 4-0 lead through 2.5 innings. See the Firecrackers Utah team off to a good start here in the 16U Platinum game, the PGF National Championship. Brett Dolan, Amanda Freed with you, and great to have you with us today. Game 2 of 4. And Amanda, right now for this Birmingham Thunderbolts team, they need to respond because Firecrackers Utah taking it to them.
Yeah, and a couple of quick innings on offense for the Thunderbolts, so need to kind of settle in and do what they were doing earlier in the ball game, making Bartolotti out there throw a lot of pitches, make her throw the ball into the zone. She's been hovering around the strike zone and getting some outs that way, but settling in, the Thunderbolts just need to get some better pitches.
McConaughey will lead off. You see the spelling of her name, and when I went for a pronunciation, some of the family members said, "Hey, there's her mom. Go, just talk to mom. She'll tell you." McConaughey, Gardendale High School. She's participated in this event the last 4 years in California, so no stranger to this wonderful event. Misty and Kip are parents. She's going to Auburn. So Coach Myers, you're getting a good one. Two and 0. So Bartolotti has worked around some trouble so far through 2 innings. She doesn't want McConaughey to get on to start this frame, but a 4-pitch walk will be the 5th that she has issued in this game.
So 4 pitches in the same spot. Needs to make an adjustment on that screwball, and she's missing in the same spot. You know, it wouldn't be so much of an issue if it was a couple of misses down and then a miss high. You could see kind of the wheels turning in the head, making adjustments, but 4 straight pitches in that same spot. Some sort of adjustment needs to be made quickly.
First pitch swinging is McCrary, deep to left center, and a nice running grab by Keisha White near the fence. White just tracked this ball extremely well. Didn't give up on it.
And a high fly, and this ball just kept carrying. You thought for a second it might go off the fence, but a long way White runs and then ends up grabbing it the last second, about a foot in front of that fence.
Here's the frustration from McCrary. That replay, though, is outstanding, and there's a wild one against Majors, and it's going to go to the screen. McConaughey to second. We saw White reaching for the fence. When it wasn't there, she knew she had some room and then had to lunge at the last second and then still ended up against the fence.
Now, these teams haven't played in this ballpark in a while or very much. There's no warning track, so you're kind of using your peripheral vision, using your hands any way to find that fence and know where you're at.
A wild pitch, though, puts McConaughey in scoring position. Maddie Majors takes a strike. Number 28 in that Flow Softball Top 100. Another Auburn commit. Auburn's doing well on the Thunderbolts, and a liner to the left. will put runners on the corners and a base hit for Maddie Majors. So the only out this inning was the ball that traveled to the fence. They call Maddie Majors out and send McConaughey back to second. Was she out of the box?
That has to be what the call was.
I just heard a fan scream, "Watch Flow softball for the replay blue." Well, we've got it for you coming up.
Let's watch. But that had to have been it. That doesn't ever really happen. So a lot of times those left-handed hitters will get that foot too far in front of home plate, out of the box, or out the front side. But if we look here,
oh, the left foot was out of the box.
That left foot was out of the box.
But to me, doesn't the entire foot have to be out
Well,
of the
and
box?
that's, there's no chalk line. It's been dusted out, so there is no definite line, and it looks like the heel is on that chalk line. So if that's, if you're going by whole foot out of the box, then she is in.
One more time. Well, you're right. There's no chalk. It's tough, but I think this left heel is still in.
It's a tough call.
So a team down 4-0, needing a little rally, was going to have first and third. Instead, there's two outs. Shelby Sloan flied out to center with the bases loaded to end the first in that three-way collision. You see the chalk has gone by the wayside as these hitters have chewed up the batters' boxes. And we've had some hitters, and there's another wild one, second wild pitch of the inning. We've had a couple of hitters, Amanda, that have almost stood with their hands over that inside corner.
Yeah, definitely. The toes way up on that chalk line, and then a little bit of a bend at the waist puts their upper body over the inside part of that plate.
See if Bartolotti can escape again. She's been rather Houdini-esque in the way she's been able to navigate out of a lot of trouble so far. And you have to give her some credit for that as well. Granted, Hammond helped her out in the first, coming over from first base to get the last batter. 2 out double and a walk in the second, no damage done. Sloan just smacking balls off the screen.
No. 4-5-2.
4-0 lead for Firecrackers Utah, and the Thunderbolts. Dorsett just trying to get on the board, but it won't happen here. Sloan down on strikes. The inning ends. We've played 3 innings. It's been all Firecrackers Utah. See the 4-0 score. Coach Dorsett of the Birmingham Thunderbolts joins us. And Coach, your team has had a lot of traffic on the bases. You've just been unable to get those runs across.
Yeah, that's the one problem we've had all week. We've left a ton of base runners on base, and playing a good team like this, you got to capitalize on that.
And then not opening the door on defense, Shelby Lowe has been doing a really good job in the circle. A couple of pitches that she was taking advantage of that she left a little bit over the plate, but for the most part doing a great job. What do you like about her being out there in the circle for you?
She's our number one. She's done it all week. She's done it all year, and she's our go-to.
Thank you, Coach Dorsett.
Thank you.
Got to get back to work. Here we go to the 4th inning. Peyton Hammond in, facing Shelby Lowe in a 4-0 game. Firecrackers hoping to add to this lead. Hammond rolled out to first her only time in. She's going to Utah Valley University. She wants to help Coach Hubbard change the face of UVU softball, so she's going there with a mission. Another left-on-left matchup. Amanda, in baseball, that left-on-left is so tough oftentimes for the hitters, and the platoons come into play. Is it any different in softball?
No, we see it a lot, especially those left-handed pitchers who have a lot of down and away break and can mix that off-speed pitch and then complement with an inside.
There it was in the inside corner.
Yeah, there it was, because you automatically assume as a left-handed hitter, not that I've been a left-handed hitter much versus a left-handed pitcher, but they tend to go a little bit more towards the right side of the field, that ball breaking away. It's really hard to stay in and stay hard opposite field.
And Hammond ends up drawing the walk. Coach Dorsett heading out towards the circle, so he joined us just a couple of moments ago now, paying a visit. These teams are combined 11-0 into the championship game. And while you navigate through some very difficult games, and every game can be so important in this tournament and difficult, you do feel like the competition even ratchets up even further once you get into that championship Saturday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, and then it's a winner take all. You know, you kind of like pace yourself getting through. You play some good games. You prepare for the next game, but this is it.
And not just it for this tournament and a chance to win the national championship, but this caps a long spring and summer of softball through high school and, of course, traveling around the country in addition. So you're looking at a number of games, and everything kind of comes to a head today. Ruska, all she did was homer back in the second, hit a missile to left field. One of a pair of home runs for the team from Utah. Let's go back to the second inning when Ruska stepped in with the bases empty and 2 gone.
Well, there's that pitch just above the waistline that she keeps her hands on top of. And she turns on the left side of the field, hits that over the left field fence.
Pitch up and out. 4A All-State player in the state of Utah. High school team. Second in the state. That one missed. 2-2.
It looks like when Wilcox caught that, it was an automatic assumption that that was going to be a strike and kind of hesitated on the throw back. Maybe listening for the strike call, didn't get it.
I thought so too. That one grazed her, hit her. So a walk and then a hit by pitch. And this Firecrackers team that's out to a 4-0 lead has a golden opportunity to blow this game open in the 4th inning.
And this is an off-speed pitch, it looks like, or an off-speed curve that just grazes the hips of Ruska.
And that one looked like it hit the hand and the bat of Fauga trying to bunt. She's shaking off the sting. Plate umpire called it a foul ball, so she got too much hand around that bat, I believe.
And is choked way up on that barrel, and then that hard curveball coming in tight.
She took her hand off the bat.
Yeah, it looks like it got mostly hand, but and the hand's up there that far on the barrel, it's a part of it.
Going to try and bunt again. This is a good one. She may beat this out. Safe at first base. Robertson went over and she scooped the throw. I'm going to have to see that one again.
Well, we were talking about that dirt and how hard it is and how hard it is to deaden a ball, but that's what happens when you put your hand that far up on the barrel. Yeah, you run the risk of maybe getting it caught, but you also have a better chance of deadening the ball. Look at how perfectly that's placed.
She's out.
Ooh, she's out by that half step.
Have to see that one more time as Toloa's in, but now the base is loaded and nobody out. That one way high. Let's see this one more time. I thought with the naked eye she was out. Let's see if the ball was secured in the glove, because right there, Everything's rolling around, but it's in there, isn't it?
I don't know. I think from the umpire's perspective, though, he can't see that bobble in the glove. So it looked clean from his angle.
Right.
I think he just saw the runner beat the ball.
So the bases are loaded. No one out. And Taloa pulled off that pitch, spun off it from Shelby Lowe. A lot of trouble out there on the bases if you're from the Birmingham Thunderbolts. And that's a big first out as Taloa goes down on strikes, and Shelby Lowe really needed that one. Strikeout number 5 for her. So she gets the first out, but now she sees the lineup turned over for Keisha White, who doubled and scored just last inning. And we might have a pitching change here. Indeed, that'll be the case. Coach Dorsett probably feels like this is a key time in this game. Avery Barnett comes on from Helena, Alabama, class of 2019, and she is committed already to UAB.
And Barnett has a really strong curveball, and she mixes her speeds well with that changeup. And the key for her, especially in this kind of a situation, is to work ahead. When she comes in, these hitters have not seen her yet, so she needs to jump ahead early. Don't allow them, the Firecrackers, to see multiple pitches to get their timing down. Just attack the zone.
Tough task, again, the second time a reliever's come on in this game with the bases loaded. A walk, a hit batter, a bunt hit. And here's Keisha White. And a good start for Barnett with strike 1. That ball smoked the coach. Coach Rollins wore it. I mean, that ball was just laced.
I'm not going to call Keisha White out, but she did kind of laugh. I think I saw a smile behind her face mask. But she just turns on this. And these coaches, they stand there comfortably in the box. Yeah, you got to be heads up.
This is trouble. That's going to drop. Everybody moves up a base. It's 5-0. So the team from Utah coming to Cali and putting on a show here in the championship game.
Yeah, with bases loaded, 1 out, the infielders are played in tight. You could see in the outfielder, they're still about mid-depth, protecting that power. That ball just finds the grass.
Here's Rollin. A homer, an infield single, a stolen base. She scored 2 runs. She got the eephus pitch. There's no other way to get her out. They're going to try something different. Two and 0, and boy, you're in a predicament here. We've talked about Rollin. 12 for 21 now with 2 home runs in the tournament. You don't want to throw her a pitch down the middle, but you certainly don't want to walk her another run in.
Yeah, there's no room on the bases.
Good pitch, snap throw to third was close. Coach watching daughter. She just spit on that pitch. It wasn't that far out of the zone, but it's 3-1. She just looks like a hitter in that box. Good pitch.
Gutsy pitch. Changeup after sailing that first changeup behind to Rollin. Has the confidence to throw it with 3-1.
Induced a smile from Jasmine. Had she been sitting back on that one, who knows? Here's a payoff. Liner off the glove of the shortstop Makandashi. They will get the runner at third, but another run will score. Ruska touches. And it's a 6-0 game.
And a nice save by Makandashi to prevent that ball from going into left field and allowing another run to score, but instead recovers and gets that out at third. But look at this hitting right on that outside corner, keeps in tight on that. Makandashi goes up high, almost. She might have been able to double out one of those Utah runners had she gotten a handle of that, but that ball was lasered. She knocks it down and gets an out.
Looks like Bartolotti is going to be pinch hit for Helena Gonzalez.
18 for 44.
Now she's from Huntington Beach, so she's on this Firecrackers Utah team, but from California, and there are several California natives on this squad. Huntington Beach High School. She says her grandfather teaches her how to be calm in every situation. Well, here she is hitting. A couple of runners on base. 2 outs and 2 in. A chance to do some serious damage, and she will line one to right center for a base hit. White around third. The throw is high. Nobody was backing up the play, so there will be no play at the plate. How about Gonzalez coming off the bench, stroking a single to right.
And first pitch swinging. Now that's a hitter getting her timing down in the dugout for her opportunity to come up and make a difference. Nice line drive to right field, and then the overthrow at home allows the run to score. Look at how nicely she keeps her hands inside, drives it, and then St. Clair in right field doesn't quite pull down on her throw home. The backup's not there immediately. So another Firecracker run scores.
Had that throw been able to take a true bounce, I think White might have been out at the plate. She was kind of caught out there with no place to go.
Yeah,
once
I
the
agree.
throw rolled up the screen, it was trouble.
Yeah, she stopped about two-thirds of the way down the line and was gonna go back to third, but as soon as she saw that overthrow, decided to take home.
Bartolotti put back out there at second base to run. There's the change to Visser. It's in for a strike. Visser, the cleanup hitter, is 0 for 2. She came in with 9 hits in this tournament, so she'd love to deliver number 10 right here and added a 7-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning for Firecrackers Utah. Three runs home this inning and 2 more runners in scoring position. Visser, the 8th hitter this frame. 2-strike pitch. She had to protect that outside corner. We talk about the busy week for these young ladies, but it's been 2 weeks of softball here in SoCal. Different age levels for these national championships, culminating today. A chopper to third, hard hit. Visser retired, and it ends the inning, but not before 3 more runs score. What a day in Cali, especially for the Firecrackers Utah. They're not enjoying the waves, but they do have a 7-0 lead. It's 7-0 Firecrackers Utah. Their coach Freddie Rollin joins us. And Coach, I know you're obviously the head coach, but you're also a father. I can't get enough watching Jasmine play. She's a lot of fun.
Yeah, she can be fun.
And your offense, obviously, you guys coming up, you've been aggressive from inning number 1. What do you like about the adjustments that your team's consistently making in the box?
You know, the left-hand pitcher was, she's a tough pitcher. And for my girls to come out, that's what we strive on, is hitting. I mean, that's one of our deals coming out of Utah is we have to hit the ball and use our speed. That's the only way we win ball games, is hit the ball and run bases.
Hey, before you go, how's the back?
Oh, the back is killing me right now.
Thanks, Coach. Get a nice back.
Thank you.
Yeah, he wore a good one. His team's leading 7-0. You could smile about it a little more when you're leading 7-0.
Yeah, definitely. You don't feel it if you're losing.
There's Jordan Manning leading off. Pitch is a bit high to Manning. Going to Louisiana Tech. One of the changes now in the circle is Erica Guerrero. California native. She's earned 3 wins this week.
Well, she's another pitcher out there who just hits her spots and doesn't allow very many walks.
Taloa made the call, and actually they've changed things up defensively as well, it looks like. It's like Ruska made that play at second base.
5-1-3. 5-1-3.
Coach wasn't kidding when he said he had some changes.
Yeah.
Right before he visited with us. Smash foul by Wilcox. Wilcox went down on strikes in the second, facing Erica Guerrero, the 3rd different pitcher used by the Firecracker. Oh, where'd that one miss? Looked like a pretty good pitch.
0-5-5.
High fly to left. And there's 2 gone.
And I think another change in left field, that's Sierra Bartolotti. Well, she's pitched, she's played first, she's pitched again, now she's out in left field.
And she pitch ran to boot. She's been
So we're going
everywhere.
to try and follow all these changes. Hopefully the ball finds the players that are in there now so we can
I'm noticing it
identify
has.
them.
Quickly.
It's true.
A good first pitch strike to Robertson. You're playing a little bit with the house's money right now when you're up 7-0.
1-4-2.
Roller foul wide to third. Firecrackers Utah, they've scored in every inning. 1-1, 2, and 3 across the board. Meanwhile, for the Thunderbolts, their big story, they've left 6 runners on base, but they're in danger of going in order here in the bottom of the 4th.
5-1-3.
Another play for Bartolotti. Ball will find you whenever you switch positions. She made 2 plays in left field. We played 4 innings. It's a 7-0 lead for the Firecrackers Utah. Firecrackers Utah leading 7-0 as this game heads into the 5th. Seen a handful of different pitchers throughout the course of this game. Fans soak up some of the sun. Some of the sun fun here in SoCal. Looks like Shelby Lowe is going to return to the circle. She came out last inning. Barnett finished it off. Here's Messina, the only firecracker that didn't hit in the fourth, and she'll take strike one. One thing about Lowe, she's faced Messina twice and struck her out twice. That one off the corner.
And Shelby Lowe still does look pretty strong.
Did she check? No swing.
I'll tell you, her rise ball has a little extra giddy up on it. You can tell the way that it pops the glove. She doesn't look like she's trying to throw it hard, but the spin and the whip out of her arm really helps that ball take off.
Got her to chase a high one, so 3 strikeouts for Messina, courtesy of Shelby Lowe, who's now K'd 6 in the game.
So Messina doesn't bite at the rise ball at her helmet, but then this one at the chest, Lowe brings it down a little bit lower. She saw that Messina was interested in that rise ball and just put it in a spot that she'd swing at.
Peyton Hammond went after a high one.
Look at Lowe's delivery on this. She's so long and lengthy in her stride, and then the way she stays back against that right leg creates that resistance and allows her to get underneath her rise ball and get good break on it.
Pitch has had great success this inning. Thunderbolts out of Birmingham for Coach Dorsett. They cannot afford to see the Firecrackers score anymore. Hammond walked and scored just an inning ago when Firecrackers put 3 on the board. Back-to-back Ks to start the 5th inning.
Again on the delivery, so smooth with that leg drive. Look at how hard she throws against her front side.
Stick it and spin it, right?
That's right.
Ruska's homered, hit by a pitch, scored a couple of runs, and she's taking and looks at strike one. Lowe continues to go up in the zone. So again, the Firecrackers have not had an inning where they failed to score, but back-to-back Ks here in the 5th inning. Pretty good missed pitch there on 0-2. That one might have cost somebody a phone below us. Foul ball into the seats here at this beautiful facility in Irvine, Manning Stadium, Bill Barber Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tracked down and caught by Majors to end the inning. Firecrackers go in order for the first time. We go to the bottom of the 5th there at the PGF Premier Girls Fast Pitch. It's a 7-0 game. These young ladies having so much fun this week. I should have come in earlier than just Thursday to take part of the festivities, part of these 2 weeks here in SoCal. Got a little bit of everything. Celebrity appearances, concerts, and a lot of games.
Yes, a lot going on these last couple of weeks. I mean, the opening ceremonies really are second to none. You have a live concert and Polynesian dancing, face painting.
Chopper by Dorsett. That play was handled nicely for out number 1.
And this is a tough play over there for Ruska, who kind of charges and gets it on a high hop, but manages to make that play cleanly.
Riley St. Clair. So for 2. She is committed already to Mississippi State. Not just a good softball player, she's an All-American cheerleader. Rolls one to first, bobbled a bit. Safe. Looked like there was a chance for a spin and a tag. Hammond tried to flip it instead to Ruska. Coach wants an explanation. Let's take another look.
Yeah, this is a tough play. Bobbles off, and you're right, maybe a tag, but she throws across the lane, and Ruska's standing on the back side of the base. So even just from that angle, it looks like the runner hits the base before the ball does because of where she's positioned.
Coach be talking about the runner and her positioning inside that line. Might be talking about the fact that she might be out too. Oh, goodness, that was close. If we were in the major leagues, we'd be looking at replay, and they'd be looking at heel versus spike and ball and glove.
Well, it's hard with these slappers because they run through the box. Their momentum goes towards the pitcher first, and then they angle to first base. So by the time they never really actually get fully back into that running lane as soon as you're supposed to. So they kind of create that angle, and they stay in fair territory for quite a long time.
Let's see the route that she took from home to first.
Well, hers is even more direct than a typical slapper, but I think it's more of where Hammond is over at first base, and so that causes her to stay in that lane.
Otherwise, she would have ran right into Hammond. Makandashi is in. And that's a base hit. And that is the second hit for the Thunderbolts. Remember, they had one taken away when Majors was called for stepping out of the box. KK McCrary. She's going to the University of Tennessee. McCrary says her teammates are the people that inspire her because we're all trying to reach the same goal. We understand the highs and lows of this game. That's well said. Roller to third. That's a fair ball. That's also going to be a double play. Right to Rollin. She's everywhere. think she hasn't been involved enough, Amanda, offensively. Here she is defensively.
She knows where her play is, steps right on the base, throws across the diamond for the double play, gets her team back in the dugout.
Everything working for Firecrackers Utah just when it looked like the Thunderbolts, who have now left 7 runners on base, had a chance to maybe push across a couple. Hard hit ball right to third. A double play ends the inning. Asia Fauga will lead off. Had a bunt hit in her last at bat. First pitch swinging, and she's out. And there's one gone. Best of the best here this week in Irvine. Really the last couple of weeks, but this week for the 14s and the 16s. First pitch strike to Taloa. And a lot of fun to follow in the next couple of games. We got the 14U and 16U Premier games on tap. Count quickly, 0-2 as Lowe has found the strike zone here in the last 4 or 5 batters.
Even through last inning, she's done a nice job of re-entering this game and getting right to work.
Taloa's Kate a couple of times. She'd like to change that. Another easy 3 unassisted, and there's 2 gone. So Jordan Manning busy at first this inning, helping out Shelby Lowe. Turns the lineup over for Keisha White. And Coach Rowland, you might want to step back a few paces in that third base box. He's still smarting after White hit a line drive, smoked one into his back, and then she eventually hit a blooper into center for an RBI hit. I'd tell him to use those hands, though. Don't turn your back to the ball.
Yeah, he looks really relaxed out there.
Keisha's doubled, singled. See her line, a busy line score for the leadoff hitter, center fielder. Got fooled on that one. Shelby Lowe getting stronger as this game has progressed in her re-entry. That one should be out of play and will be into the bullpen. Past the bunting. Seven runs on 7 hits for the Firecrackers, including a couple of solo home runs. White sending another one in the direction of her coach. This one on the ground and softer hit.
A little out in front of that one. She's got some pull power, but Coach Rowland gives her the motion. Hey, hit it up the middle. You know, nice and relaxed. Like, don't aim at me.
Strike 3 called. Good inning for Shelby Lowe. Thunderbolts need a run when we come back. It's another one of those California passions. Don't get hurt, anybody. 7-0 Firecrackers. The PGF, the Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship 16U Platinum game. It's belonged to the Firecrackers to this point. And now the Birmingham Thunderbolts need a couple of runs. And Maddie Majors will lead off. She had a base hit, or so she thought, in the third, lining one to left, but she was called out for stepping out of the batter's box towards the plate. Out of Spain Park High School. Auburn commit. So run up, slap one to right, and get a base hit. So a good beginning for the Birmingham Thunderbolts to a set in the home half of the 6th inning.
And Majors coming back and redeeming herself, and let's see if she made the adjustment in the box coming through. Her foot still closed, but maybe that heel a little bit more on the hypothetical chalk line. There it is, straddling that line, but she turns on this one, hits it well into right field.
She walks that tightrope. Shelby Sloan smoking one to left. That's a fair ball on the chalk. Back-to-back base hits. Sloan with her 8th hit this week. It's Hannah Borden hitting for Sloan. So Hannah Borden got her 6th hit. And Manning is 0 for 2. She's lined to left, popped up to second. Guerrero in the circle. It's the third pitcher used by the Firecrackers. The count 2-0.
And the Thunderbolts need to score this inning. They need to score twice to push this into the 7th.
Another base hit. 3 straight. They had just 2 all game. Now they've put together 3 in a row.
A little sense of urgency here with 6 outs remaining. If they were to score 2 runs, they want to extend this into the 7th inning. There's a run rule. 6 after 6. They barely escaped the 8 after 5.
Coach Rowland out to make a change. Getting towards the bottom of the lineup in the bottom of the 6th.
So it looks like Peyton Hammond will be back in the circle, and then Bartolotti will be back at first base, and I think that was Guerrero that jogged out to the outfield, so she'll probably take that left field position. I'll try and confirm that.
Well, Hammond is the bases loaded specialist. She came on with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the first. Got out of trouble, but this is bases loaded, nobody out.
It's a bit of a tall order.
89. Going to 1. 44. Going to 3.
3 straight singles for the Thunderbolts. Cassidy Wilcox, the catcher, will bat. Firecrackers scored in every inning, 1st through 4th, but they've gone down in order the last 2 frames when they had a chance maybe to end the game. Have a chance to do that here, but 2 runs is the magic number. Ball hit well to left field. How about 4 on 1 swing? 4 will score in a grand slam from Wilcox. And we've got a game.
So that's first pitch swinging, if I'm not mistaken. Look at the load, and then just fully committed slightly underneath, but it does her good because that lifts the ball over the fence. But you swing as hard as Wilcox does, good things happen. And she clears the bases with one swing of the bat, and we've got ourselves a ball game.
Off the bat, I didn't think that was going to go, but it cleared. Wilcox, her second home run of the week. Looks like Guerrero's back in the pitch again. Guerrero came on in the fourth inning. Had a perfect fourth. Got a scoreless fifth. Her runs just scored the inherited runners on the grand slam.
44 going to 7. 89 going to 3.
So we're just going to undo what we just did for that last pitch. Hammond will be back at first. Bartolotti back out in left field.
Re-enter 7 for 15.
Yeah, I'm glad he's in charge. Firecrackers had a chance with another run to win it a couple of innings ago. They had a chance to get out of this frame by only allowing a run. Instead, 4 have scored. There's Grace Robertson. Now the bases are empty, but still nobody out. 4 runs across. Robertson doubled back in the second. 9 hits this week, including 3 doubles. Her father played football and rugby at Auburn, and she's going to single to center. She's also on her way to Auburn, but she's on her way to first here. That's 5 straight hits for a team that had just 2 through 5 innings.
Now they knew they had to start making things happen on offense, and it just seems like everybody has taken cue on that. 5 hitters to the plate, 5 consecutive hits, a grand slam.
Here's Liebrick. She walked her first 2 plate appearances. She was pinch hit for in the 5th. She says slapping is her strength. It's her 4th year coming to the PGF. She's going to slap here. Will this ball be caught? Pretty good running effort out there by Visser. Out number 1 finally recorded for the Firecrackers after a big start from the Thunderbolts. Wilcox had the big one, the big hit. First pitch swinging, bases loaded, grand slam. St. Clair takes strike 1. She reached on an air her last time in. Hard throw across from Rolland, 2 outs. So Guerrero, since going back to the circle, has given up a single and 2 outs. Rolland continues to be everywhere at third.
I just love how she plays aggressive. The tempo of her game is 100%.
She brings the intensity. Here's McConaughey, the 8th hitter this inning for the Thunderbolts. Checked on a high one.
4-1-5.
In the air to center! White tracked down another one. Well, she saved a run with that play. But for the Thunderbolts, they avoid the run rule. They're back in it on one swing. Here it is. Cassidy Wilcox, 4, scored on a grand slam to left. Busy line score all of a sudden here at Deanna Manning Stadium in Irvine. It had been all Firecrackers with an early 7-0 lead. You see the 4 in the bottom of the 6th for the Thunderbolts to avoid a run rule, and all 4 scored on one swing. Cassidy Wilcox, the catcher, had the grand slam here at the PGF 16U Platinum National Championship game. Here's Rowland again. She reached on a fielder's choice, which was a seed and a line drive to the shortstop, McConaughey, who couldn't catch it, but still an RBI for Rowland. So she scored 2. She's knocked in 2. Facing Lowe, who's all of a sudden retired 6 straight. Lowe just got Rowland to stick that bat out there and ricochet one foul, and it's 1-2. Rowland got this party started for the Firecrackers in the first. Boy, she got one up in the air and out.
Yeah, got her hands up, and that ball went out. The first fireworks that we saw this game has since gotten greater and greater for the Firecrackers. Now the Thunderbolts answering back. But it was Rowland who got it started there in the top of the first. And now she's showing a little short game. See her getting fancy in there in the box.
Another base hit. She's a player. Now trying to get involved in a rundown, and she's going to be safe back at first. That's twice, Amanda, where she's almost been in no man's land, but able to get in there under the tag.
You know what I think it is because clearly she should have been hosed on that play, but she's got such a quick, explosion out of her steps, out of her movements, that right there she kind of jockeys it, but then right there, her 1, 2, 3, those steps get her going back so quick that you can't react to throw fast enough. You have to be one step ahead of her.
Bunt try. Outs recorded. No one's at third base, and watch Rowland run. McCrary came charging in to make the play on the bunt.
So communication has to happen. McCrary coming in, fields that. Now either Wilcox has got to go cover third, which is generally what happens, or else left field could come in, but you want your left fielder to stay in the outfield to back up. But that vacates third, and Rowland's heads up, heads for third.
Visser made contact there for strike 1. Quickly, 0-2. Strike 3 called.
Some nice framing behind the plate by Wilcox, who gets this pitch. And that looks like a backdoor curve. Again, it's coming from off the plate back on. And she makes it look real nice.
Messina's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. She'd like to change that, batting with 2 outs and Rowland at third base. Two balls to no strikes. Wilcox tried to frame that. She didn't get the strike. 3-0. Pitch. Catches that outside corner.
I even feel like the pace of Shelby Lowe out there is a little bit quicker, a little more confident. She's hammering the strike zone a lot better. She's catching better pitches off the plate.
Needs a strike to avoid a walk here. She'll get one. Counts full. So from 3-0 to 3-2. How about that? Battling back for the K. Rollin left at third. So when the Thunderbolts bat in the bottom of the 7th, McCrary will lead off. 3 to tie, 4 to win for the Birmingham Thunderbolts. Do or die time for the Birmingham Thunderbolts. Yet last inning was, and they put 4 on the board. They put 4 on the board in the bottom of the 7th. They'll walk away with the 16U PGF Platinum National Championship. Cleanup hitter McCrary will lead off. 4, 5, and 6 due up against Guerrero this inning. McCrary hit into a double play her last time in. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Bartolotti started this game in the circles, moved around a lot, made the play. Maddie Majors has walked, had a single negated, and then singled her last time in. 2 pitches, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
A lot of work out there for Bartolotti. And a good job by Guerrero in the circle to come out strong in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Hannah Borden. She pops one up. 3 pitches, 3 outs, and the Firecrackers, Utah, are the 16U Platinum National Champs. They built a 7-0 lead and end up winning it 7-4. That trophy quickly makes its appearance out on the field, and everybody trying to hoist it up. What a job for the Firecrackers, building that 7-0 lead through 3.5 innings. And Coach Rollin and his daughter Jasmine, they were fun to watch.
Oh, so much fun to watch, and I think that victory is so much sweeter given the intensity at the very end when the Thunderbolts started to come back and made a real tough effort, a nice push at the end for that comeback, and just fell a little bit short. But what a great game. Congratulations to the Firecrackers and to Thunderbolts for how far they come in this tournament, and I have no doubt we'll see them both here next year.
I think you're right. So the Firecrackers Utah finished 6-0, the clean sweep to the title. Thunderbolts suffer their first loss 7-4 here in the championship game from Irvine, California. So a couple of the games down, 2 games to go. The 14U Premier game is up next. The Batbusters and the Dirt Divas, but here today, the Firecrackers Utah. A couple of home runs, one from Rollin early and then from Frauska. Put up a lot of runs on the board, 7 in fact, for an early 7-0 lead. Wilcox had the big hit, a grand slam for the Thunderbolts, but that was it. 7-4 our final. For Amanda Freed, I'm Brett Dolan. Game 3 coming up, our 14U Premier Contest from the PGF National Championship.